Okay.
What are we on?
Yep.
Oh. So what are we doing tonight?
We're gonna weld up the hydraulic crack in this 42 WLC.
Hey, that fork's getting hot.
Mr. Tatro is cold this evening, so
we're warming up the fork on the heater.
we're warming it up.
We have a crack right here. We need to fix. It's not in this side over here. It's only on the one side right here.
Where the bike leaned on the left side. So evidently water got in there.
We're going to go ahead and V this out, and I'm going to weld it.
Okay, look at this beautiful cylinder job here.
So we're baking the paint on the cylinders right now. And we're also warming up this fork because it's hot right here for some reason. The fork's getting warmed up too.
By the way, if the viewing audience...
you want to know how hot it is? It's 463 degrees. It's only 300 up there where the cylinders are sitting. Cylinders are only 110. It's hotter down here, 720.
For the viewing audience, if you want one of these gas-fired stoves, they sell them at Tatro's
Yeah.
at the pro shop. They're up behind the counter in the pro shop.
Yeah, it looks fast here, doesn't it?
It does. There's a lot of plumbing involved, but it works. It was cold in here.
No smoke.
Yeah.
Getting rid of our drain oil. Hey, the fork's warmed up now, see?
Oh yeah, it did. Took the edge off. Sure.
Yeah, I can work on it.
All right, we're back here in the weld shop.
Well, the heater's not working back here, I can tell.
No, sure
I
not.
can tell it's wintertime back here. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit difference in temperature around here. Okay, what was that crack at? Right there. So we gotta V that out. It's going to be brass right here, so you got to be careful.
Huh?
We're going to be in there.
I don't know.
I'm a disadvantage of my heater already.
What's that?
The air line's being used on the heater right now.
Come on, baby.
What?
The light went out.
It's on. Got to get the other air line. This one's not flexible like the other one. The red hose is a lot more flexible than the blue hose.
Okay.
Next time you buy hoses, buy the red ones.
By the red. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty stiff.
It's hard to move your hand around with that thing.
Gotcha.
It goes back like that for a ways.
Little wrist action.
Yeah. Okay, so somewhere right in here appears to be a crack. I think right in that area there. See the crack? Ooh, it's hot. It's hot metal. Makes some of your paint burning too.
Yeah.
Okay, how far does the crack go down? It's dark over here. Turn the light on. That's heater design that did not work. That was last year's attempt.
We're saving it.
That did not work.
That's R&D.
That's R&D number one. The other R&D's over here. Here's R&D number two.
That didn't work.
That didn't work either. Do you recognize what parts I made those of?
Not really.
The number three design seems to be working though. It's a different version. All right, I can't see how far that crack goes, but I think it goes down a little bit further than this. Yeah, appears it goes over a little bit. Looks like clean metal there, so the crack must be going over sideways a little bit. crack. I don't see the crack down here. Found a little bit of it right there. Looks like it's hot. That's hot on your pinky. So it looks like the crack in it about here. So that's just extra welding down there now. Widen the groove out a little bit. Yeah, the crack kind of peters out about there.
Yeah.
So it looks like most of it's right in that area there. Okay, that's about 1/8 of an inch deep right now. I'm not sure how deep it is, but I don't want to go all the way through.
No.
Okay, so I got that bead out. I got to wind out a little bit. So I got room for the bead to go in there. So I go over our welder and get our welder set up to weld on it. So, take this over here now. An air nozzle somewhere. There it is. Watch out for the torch there. Preheat this a little bit. See the special handle they had on there for holding forks?
Yes, I saw that. Drop right on the side there.
Okay, we'll use our wire feed here. If you preheat the fork a little bit, the weld will stick a lot better.
Okay.
So you don't have to start welding it before the heat builds up.
Gotcha.
The heat's already there, so it's bonding better. It is cold out here. All right. I'm not sure how much thickness we got, so I'm going to leave it on the lower setting. If I kick it way up in the temperature, it'll probably burn through the damn thing. Pump it up.
Do you want me to turn this off when you're welding?
Yeah, just point over the side somewhere where you can see it.
Okay.
You can hear it all you want.
Okay.
Of course, I got my welding gloves on, so I'm good to go. to be. You see how much heat I'm putting into it, see how it's melted in almost all the way inside the part?
Yeah.
That's what you want, a lot of heat.
A lot of heat.
I'm going to go up here, I'm going to start here because I don't want to get the brass hot. I don't want to weld into this piece here. We'll go right on the edge where I started. So I went back over that same area a little bit. I think I went wide enough. I was going back and forth like this as I was going. And you only go about a quarter inch of time, you stop and retouch. I don't know how many amps that was, because that's a 350 amp machine, but I was in the middle position, so I'll be throwing a couple hundred amps at it roughly. See, that's not very hot.
I am Iron Man.
Thinking I might be a little bit low right in here. Right there might be low. So I'm going to put a shot of it right there, just to make sure. Now when I come back and weld it after I start grinding. Make sure you have a fresh wire cut, that way it starts real easy. So you look at it from the top view, look like you're at the same height all the way down.
Yeah. Should be stronger there than it was originally, huh?
Well, it's broken there, so it wasn't very strong, but it should be pretty strong. Now we're not going to cool this down quicker than just, I'm going to put the airline on it, but not too quick, because I don't want to make it brittle.
So quenching it makes metal brittle after it's been
especially on something like
selectively.
this, it'll make it with a fork want to break.
Okay.
So I'll cool the air just a little bit.
What are we using there, MIG mix or what? What is that gas in that yellow top tank?
That's just straight CO2 right now.
CO2. Do you like MIG mix?
I'm probably going to go to the next time.
Oh, okay. They
I've
both
always-
have their advantages, don't they?
Well, CO2 is more splattery and stuff. It's cheap. I get a really good price on my stuff, so it doesn't really matter what it costs.
Okay, I just was curious.
If you run the mix in there, the argon mix, it'll be a cleaner weld, and you'll get more heat.
Okay.
So it'll make the machine a little burner. See how much penetration they had? See, they were melting the metal away when they welded it.
Yeah.
That's how much they were getting really hot. So this is cooled off a little bit now.
Okay.
So let me go over here. We got to grind this down. So ideally you want to have it so it doesn't roll around on you. So that means we're going to destroy your paint a little bit.
That's
right
okay.
here.
We can dust it off. Clean it up and dust it off again. That's quality Milwaukee iron there.
Okay, push that down there for me. Tighten that up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is not my regular line, so I'm going to be fighting this a little bit. Use my little body grinder here.
Yeah. That thing moves metal.
You always want to lube your...
What do you use? Marvel Mystery Oil, air gun oil for that?
That's either air gun oil or Marvel Mystery. I forget which one's in it.
Marvel is good for that.
This is good for moving metal.
Yes, it is.
The problem is this is in the way.
Okay.
I don't want to hit that. This doesn't let me bend around where I want to very much, which I don't like. So I got to come up from this angle, but I got to stay off of this because I don't want to grind this either. So this is going to be a little interesting to do. Too close. Gave it a shave right there.
That's all right.
You'll see it. So I gotta stay off this part. Back over here where you were standing before. Over there.
Always good to do.
It helps to plug it in. This is a 40 grit flop disc, so it'll give a smoother finish and pea gravel.
So word on the street says your next race bike's going to be DeWalt yellow. Is there any truth to that?
Hell no.
How about Milwaukee red?
I hate red.
All right, well then, maybe yellow and red, who knows?
Yeah, that'd be your favorite color.
All right.
Okay,
Now
we're
that's a
gonna-
quality file there.
the body file.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I got a little bit too much right there. Got a little carried away, I guess.
So is that a straight cut file? What kind of file would you call that?
It's a body file.
Body file meaning what? It's cross. Oh, it's yeah.
Double cut.
Double cut. Okay. Who makes that?
It's flat, but it's got a curve to it.
Oh, okay.
Body file.
All right.
See how it's got a handle over
Oh
here?
yeah.
It's
Okay.
like we're going across flat,
Right.
flat
Mm-hmm.
surfaces. Trying to get the grinding marks out, get a nice radius.
What would
I cut a little bit too much right here, you can feel it.
what would a person pay for a good quality file?
Yeah, you can pay 50 to 80 bucks for a file pretty easy.
At where? At a quality tool and supply store, huh?
Yep. A little bit of something right there.
I'd say that might show if that was going to the chromers, but we're going back to OD.
Yeah, it's I ground too much right there.
Pretty hard to tell.
Oh, I know it's there.
I know.
I can fix it by welding it back up.
No, I think we're all right.
It's definitely, you can definitely feel it. It's hard to get good help these days.
It is. Definitely is. Being this close to the border.
Damn hacks around here, they don't care about what they do, so. Yeah, it's a little bit low. It's probably about 30th thou low right there. You don't have that point to top, it's a little flattened out.
Right.
It's a little uneven. But oh well. Some people don't care. Now I gotta hide that screw up I did there too. There you go. Deburr it. Ooh, it appears I hit it right there. Just lightly grind it too. Just testing it out, see if it's still working.
Yeah, just see if it still works. All right. That's how they do it at Anniston Army Depot.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
All right, now
There's the end result. So
you determined that you thought that might be bent. Where would you notice it's bent? And what about what's going on here?
that's a hole. I don't know what they did there. Somebody
Is
did
that where the
something.
original hole goes, or is that the original hole?
Yeah, they might have broke a screw off and moved it. I don't know.
Just curious.
Could be.
Just a little bit of file will dress that up.
Well,
It goes underneath the
looks to me like the screw's not even the right size anymore either. But
Okay.
I'm not going to fix everything.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
You know, if you wanted to fix that, you'd have to V it out, weld it solid,
No.
punch a new hole.
No, we're all right.
So
It only holds the cable.
I know you're really picky on your stuff.
Wow.
So,
I'm just asking
so anyway, there's your
questions.
side view here. And you got the side view here. So like I said, it's a little bit flat in that one area, but
Looks okay.
so once you put your OD on there, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Now we know the fork is slightly tweaked because of it rocks, but the thing is these are as cast that are not exactly perfect,
Right.
so we don't really know
Yeah, so it's be hard to tell.
if it's actually really out of whack or not.
This is the bench, flow bench here.
I got a job for you to hold that. Here's my missing file.
You know, that table's working out nicely, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes a great storage area for crap.
Well, that was not what it was intended for.
I've got a new area over there I cleared. You like that area?
Well, for storing crap. How'd you dust the top of that table up? Seemed to me it was all rusty. Did you just draw file a whole top?
Yeah, this?
Yeah.
No. I didn't draw a file nothing. I didn't even ground on it. I just muriatic acid it. Rust off. Alright. So lay this on a flat surface. see it's not supposed to do that. So something is a little bit tweaked. Now we're not sure where the problem is. Like I said, these are not machined surfaces here, so I'm not exactly 100% sure if they're hitting on the same flat surface.
Right. How about the other way? Can you flip it over the other way?
Nope. It hits on these.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
So, but usually they don't have this much in them. You might have a little bit, but this is a lot. Now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put a bar down the center here, and then you measure from each side to see which way these are tweaked, because they can be like this, or they can be spread. So we'd have to find a piece of bar stock that'll fit in here to come down like that, and then we get some kind of an idea of a measurement from there.
Okay.
Right now we're just kind of, I know there's something going on here. In the real world you probably never feel that on the bike, but it shouldn't be that far off, so I have to determine if this side's high or this side's correct, you know, which side's the air, and then bend it a little bit.
Gotcha.
So we have to determine what that is. Now this welding right here would have a tendency of lifting this side here and make it even worse.
Right.
Because the welding's going to contract. And so if I had to guess, I'd say I'd lower this a little bit, but it was out before about this same amount, so I don't think that really moved it any.
Okay.
But we just have to determine where it's at. The other way is we put some blocks on the table, then flip it over, and come off these surfaces here, and see at what point it starts to rock back and forth.
Gotcha.
And we might be able to determine where the bend is out that way. You put a level across here and get it level. So we'll play around with some method of doing it. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I know there's it shouldn't be rocking back and forth like that.
Okay.
So for now, we're going to go ahead and get this re-primed back up over here so it won't rust, and then we'll figure out how we're going to straighten it out. We also got to do a lot of work on the front leg, straightening it out, so that'll be the first one to get straight.
Okay.
And we'll come back and work on this. But for
Okay.
now, this was repaired for what we got.
Thanks. Okay, folks, as a side note, not only do we work on motorcycles here at Tatro's,
We cook pizza.
we make a hell of a pizza.
Heating that bad boy up.
We've got an A rating out front,
They rating? I
Yeah, it's 350 degrees sitting there.
350
It's colder
degrees.
over here.
Yeah, look at that.
This beats putting it in the oven like we used to do.
It's nice and warm now. The only problem is it's a little bit too hot here with my sweater on. Something about 800 degrees or 700, whatever this is right now. It's hot.
Yeah, that's all right. That's what we're looking for. The customer is always right at Tatro Machine.
Oh, it's down to 600 down there. Oh, it's only 420 up there.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. Here comes another slice off. Look at that.
Did you tell them this used to be an air compressor?
Yeah, did you see the hole in the bottom?
There's a hole down here. We found it.
Pinhole.
Leaking air compressor then.
Well, we just shook loose the...
This used to sit on the top for the compressor.
I made a new use for it. You can hang forks off of here for heat. We already heated up that fork.
Yeah.
And baked the paint on, the primer. We had the cylinders sitting up here. They were up to 230 degrees on the cylinders on the base and 180 on the top.
Look at that.
So we baked them out.
Don't get any better than that. All right, folks. Remember, shop online at Tatro.
Yep.